Can't stand where you're at, can't go back to where you're from. I think it's time that you head out west, gonna take you out to Oregon. It don't matter where you've been, they don't matter what you're running from. Whole lot of people just like you gonna make the way to Oregon.
Welcome to a brand new episode of Off the Record. I'm your host, Aaron Ankrom. In studio today, we have BREWER'S grade band. But first, let's check out some Northwest news. Billy Rancher and the Unreal Gods are releasing a new album called Upstroke Down. So if you miss the 80s and love some radically stellar music, you might just want to check it out. Local Northwest artist Andrew Paul Woodworth recently released a music video for his latest single, Camera. The video already has over 100,000 views on YouTube and in a little over a week being released. We want to congratulate local duo Fox and Bones for getting some regional play as their song Any of It With You was played on a recent broadcast of a Portland Trailblazer game. And now we are officially in the holiday season. What does that mean? Yes. Christmas music is back, as CJ Mickens has released his Christmas album entitled This Is Christmas. CJ's Christmas album can be found on all digital platforms. And lastly, a couple episodes ago, we announced that Ben Linton, drummer for Chemical Rage, was fighting and battling against cancer. Sadly, Ben passed from his cancer on October 25th, 2018. Losing Ben has hit the Portland music community very hard, and we want to send our condolences to Ben's family, Chemical Rage, and all the fans. There will be a special concert showcase January 12th at the Roseland Theater to honor Ben and the legacy he left us with. Now it's time for What's Your Spin, where we ask a question for you, the viewer, to answer. On today's segment of What's Your Spin, we want to know who you would collaborate with writing an album. Any artist. It can be anyone from Elvis Presley to Garth Brooks to Eminem. Let us know on our social media pages who you would collab with. And now, we have BREWER'S grade band live in studio here.
Hey,
hello. How are you guys doing?
Good.
Doing good.
Thanks for making the long journey out to Beaverton,
Where are we?
Somewhere in Beaverton, Oregon?
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah.
glad we could come.
So
Thanks for having us.
you guys originally started with you, Zach. Well, let's back up. Let's introduce you guys. I didn't even introduce them. I was so excited. We have Zach, then Cody, Nolan.
Yep.
And you're part of the whole band. We're missing a couple guys.
Three-fifths.
3/5. And
That's usually just what it takes to get through a night. But
there you go. 3/5. So you guys originally started your band 20 years ago.
20 years. It's our 20-year anniversary this year. What are we going to do?
Awesome.
Take our wives out to dinner.
Probably a good idea. Buy them flowers for putting up with us for so long.
There you go.
Yeah.
Now you guys met, Zach and Cody, you guys met in high school.
Correct.
Yep, I was in junior high and he was in high school. He had the license, so he had to drive us to gigs. And he had the truck that we could put the gear in, too. So, worked out well.
He made
it work.
He was 16, fresh off getting the brand new license, right?
Basically,
Yeah,
pretty much,
yeah. The little Mighty Max truck.
Yeah, just a little single
Loaded
cab
down
pickup.
with drums with no cases. It was a good time.
So how did you guys find, that you guys mesh so well at that young of age?
That's the thing.
Maybe
We're still working it out.
Yeah. Maybe it's because we played high school basketball together in a small town.
Played sports together. And we were friends outside of even music itself, and then he just started pulling gigs, and then he said, "Hey, do you want to play some music? I need to get this band going, and it wasn't even to be like maybe even not a permanent thing, but I just wanted to help him out. I said, I'll give it a shot,
Yeah, the thought was, he's a rock guy. He's never played country, but he's good. So let's see if he'll do it. And he was like, I got this other thing going on, but yeah, I'll try it. And,
Gave it a shot.
We were just kids and having fun. I had some success in Nashville a little bit when I was that age, and so we started getting gigs around the area and started putting the band together. And back then it was Cody was playing drums, and my mom was playing the bass guitar, and
Oh, yeah,
I
wow.
was playing acoustic guitar, and that was it.
Mm-hmm.
And then pretty soon we got an electric guitar player, and so it was a 4-piece, and then after a while, we had a bass player so that my mom could move over to singing instead, and so it really started out as just really kids just playing music and in my garage, and it just got more serious and serious, and we're just as dedicated to it now as we were then, and but we're able to play real gigs.
You mentioned your mom, and I want to ask you about reading your bio on your band. You talk about your mom and how you used to write music with her.
Oh yeah.
Now, can you kind of tell us how that kind of shaped your writing skills and just working with your mom, and how much of an influence she was?
Oh,
in your
absolutely,
music?
yeah. And we still write together. Always sending song ideas to each other. I really got the musical talent from her and the songwriting ability from her. And when it started out, before we even played a gig, we had written songs and recorded them, and so definitely that's where I got it from. That's where I learned it from, and then just carried it on from there. And she's still involved, in the if I have a new song that I've written with anybody, I always bounce it off of her, because she's kind of the quality control of it, and like, are you sure you want to go with that word?
Yeah.
But it's a cool thing. It's really, I owe it to her getting started in the music industry, because when he couldn't drive us to gigs, she had
in the minivan, right? Minivan. Now you move forward a little bit in time, and then you Al and Nolan, brothers, right? Your brother's part of the band as well.
So Al joined up first. He went and did just a one-off gig with them, and was away for a while, and then called up one day and told Zach he was going to be part of the band, and he didn't really have a choice.
Yeah.
To let him in, or
Literally.
Yeah, met Al.
yeah. So Al appointed himself guitar player, and he tried appointing me bass player at one point, and I wasn't having it yet. But the other bass player had to go away, and they had a big string of gigs and nobody to do it, and they called me up, and I jumped in and been going full force ever since.
Nice. And so when did you and your brother join the band?
We keep debating this, and
I think it's like 15 years and 12 years ago.
Okay.
yeah, I guess
He
it's
was
been
about
12
12
years now.
yeah.
I try to call it 10, but I guess I'm just lying to myself.
And then Joe's not here with us, but he came on board. Did he come on board after you guys?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was about 2012, I'd say, is when he came on and started playing shows with us. And it was before we had changed the band name to Brewers Grade Band. We were going by a different name, and he was with us when we made the whole transition in branding and everything. And really, up until that point, we had never had a fifth player. It's always been a 4-piece band, and so we knew it had to be somebody pretty special to mess up our logistics.
Yeah.
Being a 4-piece. And go
So
to a
Zach
5-piece.
got to meet Joe in the studio because we'd hired him to do some fill parts on some stuff we did prior to the Jumpin' In album. The rest of us met him on stage, actually. Met him, it was Randy Travis' 25-year anniversary concert in Tri-Cities. Big crowd, thousands of people. And we decided that'd be the best day to throw in a utility guy with no rehearsal. So it went great, and it's been going great ever since.
Yeah.
And as a band for a whole, since you guys have been together now, you said you started 20 years ago, but you've been together now for a whole, like with Joe for how long? The whole 5-piece.
Oh, all 5-piece, probably 6 years.
And you guys have found some success. You brought a little trophy here with you.
We did. We did. I was hoping we could make it look bigger, but
Just hold it close to the camera.
oh yeah.
There you go. So you want to tell us a little bit about this experience here? Am I gonna say it wrong?
The IMEA. It's the
IMEAs.
Entertainment.
International Music and Entertainment Association.
Yeah, that's exciting. You guys got to play at that there as well.
We got to present awards to a couple other artists, and so we all got to go up on stage. It was broadcast on the internet, and it was a really cool thing. We were nominated for 2 categories: Country Band of the Year and Country Song of the Year, which came as a complete surprise for us because we only just became members, last year. And So they invited us out there to do all that, and so we all went out there, and it's a great experience. Met a whole bunch of really cool people, independent artists from all over the world, literally, and got to play our song that was nominated.
Which song was that?
It's called Heartbreak Song. It's
Okay.
our current single that we have out
Nice.
right now, and it didn't quite win, but we did get the Country Band of the Year. So
That's awesome.
it was a cool experience.
And I know he's not here, but Joe, he has a Grammy. Correct?
He has a small award of himself.
Yeah, so it's a very small award.
Yeah, he does have a Grammy. It's for the he played acoustic guitar on Bluegrass Album of the Year. He recorded with Mark O'Connor Band,
Okay.
which is a bluegrass album.
Yeah.
So, yeah, great album. If anybody ever hears it, he did all the guitar work on it, and yeah, they won Grammy in 2016. I believe it was.
And that's led some opportunities for you guys?
Yes, absolutely.
Well, both you guys winning this award as a whole, and then also
Yes.
having Joe on board.
And since then, we've had to we've shared Joe with the Mark O'Connor Band for a couple years now.
Yeah.
But they've also gotten to go out and open for Zach Brown Band on a stadium tour. So
Yeah.
so that's been a really cool thing to be able to see that all unfold. And the relationships that he's gotten in the music industry out of that has just been unsurpassed.
Yeah. Now, I was going to ask that Nolan and your brother, you guys do some side stuff. Before we went live on air, we were talking, and you guys all kind of do your own little side tours here and there.
Yeah.
when we're not rolling with the full band, we do
Uh-huh.
our own thing. So my brother and I do a lot around the Columbia River Gorge, Hood River and the Dalles, and Lyle, and kind of the surrounding areas out there. There's a lot of cool little venues there, so we'll tuck a couple acoustic guitars in there and have fun. It's a really fun thing to do. So
It's a good
got a nice
show.
little-
If you get a chance, go check
Nice
it
little
Yeah.
fall winter tour going on.
Yeah.
You guys just started
We
doing
just
some
started.
Yeah, we got one too,
we
yeah.
got one going. Yeah.
And are you guys playing anywhere locally?
Actually, yeah, we have. We're doing was that a Tuesday
Oh.
night at the Ponderosa Lounge
Yeah.
in February?
We're doing the Ponderosa, Pondo and
Oh, yeah.
whatever they call it. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, in January. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look for that. Yeah, we'll be doing our little.
Yeah, just Cody and I.
Yeah.
Sweet life, the brew life of Zach and Cody.
Yeah. Well, I was going to ask too. So I know a lot of people are talking about the northwestern country.
Mm-hmm.
And how you guys define it per se, and then also how country music in the Northwest, how it's different compared to maybe Tennessee or Texas. What's your guys' thoughts on the Northwestern country?
We're huge advocates of Northwest country music. We and we're hoping to band more people together. Band more bands together to really support the genre, their subgenre. I think the main factor is just doing everything here and not having quite such a big room full of people when you're doing your music, that are outside of the musicians creating it. Because when we go in the studio, it's just us five and an engineer, and that's it. We would love to have a producer at some point, but it's out of the budget right now, so we produce our own stuff, and the sound comes out unique, and it comes out the way we like it, and just creating music that we like and other people just happen to like. We don't pay attention to what's going on in Nashville. We don't pay attention to what other artists are doing per se. We just play music we like and create music that we like, and that kind of just naturally sets us apart and sets the genre apart, And I see other bands around Portland, and the Northwest and Seattle, just sticking to their home territory when it comes to recording and creating, and the sound just comes out naturally different.
Yeah.
And I think that's the biggest factor for me.
I think the term country is used pretty loosely these days. That could
Yeah.
range from gangster rap to techno, And if it's got a banjo and a twang to it, they're going to call it country these
Yeah.
days.
Yeah,
So
if that.
it's hard to really, for us, it was hard to define what our genre was, because we're going to the studio and we're making music that we like, music we were inspired to put together. So that was kind of always our goal going in. We weren't trying to be some certain thing. We just were writing music and playing music together, and it was the music we were inspired to make. So to try to throw it on a map somewhere, we felt like it was in the country family, and we're from the Northwest. We're inspired in the Northwest. We write here, we play here, we live here. It doesn't make sense for us to go pretend we're Nashville or Southern Boys or Red Dirt or Texas, or because we're not those things. We could go and put on the whole act and pretend it, but why do you need to?
Yeah.
So we kind of just decided to kind of stake our claim here and say, this is what it is. It's Northwest country.
Is that kind of where the name came from at all? The Brewers Grade? I know we talked.
Yeah, it literally did come from the Northwest because it's we base ourselves in the Dalles, Oregon. That's kind of our hometown, even though we all live in different towns. He lives in the Dalles, him and Al do. But it's kind of all revolved around that town over the years. And there's a road in that town that's called Brewery Grade. And it's very well known. There's a 100-year-old brewery at the base of the hill, and there's a sign that says Brewery Grade. And so after going back and forth for a month trying to find a band name that really fit us, we finally just took that name and just adopted it to be a little bit more versatile, to have to do with, things in the Northwest, coffee and beer.
Yeah.
And,
exactly.
So Brewers Grade Band was born.
That's awesome.
So
That's definitely cool. Now, with being in the Northwest and Arlington, the Dalles, Columbia River Gorge, the whole area up here, do you have any passions that you guys have that you do a lot of stuff up here, like whether it's like fishing? I almost said golfing. Fishing.
Zach's a big kiteboarder.
Northwest stuff that kind of sticks to that brand in the Northwest country.
Oh, most of our passion is, for all five of us, is based around music, and so it has to do with things that spur off of being on the road, because we're on the road so much, and most of our, any free time is pretty much family or music.
Yeah.
And but I think that collectively it all revolves around things in the Northwest, camping, beer festivals and beer, and we're kind of all foodies to a certain extent. There's a lot of really good food around the Northwest and restaurants.
There is.
And so we're always looking for experiencing those, and just. Yeah, we do golf every once in a great while and go skiing.
See, I knew it.
Do stuff like that.
I knew golf came off my tongue.
I don't know if we've ever golfed sober.
Right. There was that time we tried.
Yeah, there was
You
that
guys don't realize some people have to actually try to go do those things. You can't just go do it on a whim. You have to plan for it.
True.
Going out there like happy goer, huh?
I just know that they'll kick you off the green real fast in cowboy boots.
With some spurs, right?
Yeah, they will.
I want to ask you guys about this Christmas movie. There's a Christmas movie out, and you guys have a song on there?
We do. It was just released last month online. It's called The Least of These, and it's a great little movie. Some friends of ours are in it, and we actually I went back to Nashville to co-write with Deborah Allen, who's written 2,000 songs, had numerous #1 hits throughout the years on radio, and with other people like John Conley and Leanne Rimes. And, so she invited me back to go write with her, and the first thing that she said when I walked through the door was, "Hey, there's a Christmas movie that I'm going to be in. If we wrote a Christmas song right now, I bet you we can get it in it." So we did. We wrote this little Christmas song, and we literally left it on the answering machine of the producer. And
Nice.
He called back and he goes, "Yeah, I want it."
Yeah.
And so we came back here. We actually recorded the song in a day here in Portland at
Opal Studios, Kevin Hahn.
and
Nice.
we sent it back to our guys, had it mixed, and sent it off to them. And it ended up being right in the middle of the movie, 2.5 minutes long during this peak montage. And it just couldn't be in a better place.
That's
And it's
awesome.
even on the trailer of the movie, so
That's
it's on
super
YouTube.
cool. And it's the movie's on YouTube?
The movie it's actually
The trailer's on YouTube.
Yeah, the trailer is on
movie,
YouTube. There's a link to that on our Facebook,
Okay.
and our website. But yeah, it's a good little movie. I got to preview it right after it was done being edited, and it's you know, it's a new Christmas movie, and
Yeah.
it's a new Christmas song, so it's pretty exciting.
Sweet.
And Brewers Grade Band gets to play on a movie, so.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's really cool. So, were you guys playing? You have some shows coming up soon?
Yeah, we're actually we the holiday seasons are not quite as busy as the summer season, but right after Christmas we're heading down the 28th, 29th, 30th, 31st. We're going to be in Las Vegas at Stoney's Rock and Country on the 28th of December. The 29th will be in Lancaster, California at Buckle and Boots, a cool little saloon down there. And then the 31st for New Year's Eve, we're going to be at the Red Hawk Casino in Placerville, California, to ring in New Year. We actually play the early set, so we can actually ring in the New Year.
There you go.
They were splitting it right with a band called the Band Fresh. They were out here
yeah.
at one of the fairs we played this
That's
summer.
right.
They came up from L.A. and yeah, we had a good time hanging with them and
They're
just
super
kind of
good.
ended up figuring out we were playing that show together.
Yeah,
But
that's
we almost
awesome.
knew.
Small music world, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, and they're from, what are they from, LA?
Sacramento.
Yeah, they're down in the L.A. area.
Oh,
I think.
LA. Yeah.
That's awesome. You
I
guys
was
are
thinking-
playing a song for us today.
Yeah.
Do you have a song? The name of the song for everyone?
Oh, it'll be our latest single.
Will it?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so. Our
okay.
latest single, Heartbreak Song.
All right, sweet. Well, thanks for joining me.
Thank you for
Appreciate
having us
it. It's
here.
great getting to know you guys and talking a little bit
Yeah.
about your music and everything about your band. So
Yeah, well,
appreciate
thank
it.
you.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us today on Off the Record. Stay tuned for Brewers Grade Band live in the studio.
Here I am again, sitting alone in an empty bar where the beer it flows like a waterfall over my broken heart. I still need quite a few more drinks before my mind decides and my heart can think she's gone for good. Until it's understood. For those of you who know me best, you know what happens next. I break down and the tears start to flow, and the words pour out like a river. And it all goes down and it lands right there on a bed of music. But the last thing I need is another heartbreak song. It all starts with a memory, a place and time where I used to be so happy. We were so happy. And then a sad tune comes in my head, and it goes along with those things you said and how you left me. Oh, how you left me. Those who've been there before, you know what's in store. I break down and the tears start to flow, and the words pour out like a river. And it all goes down and it lands right there on a bed of music. The last thing I need is another heartbreak song. here I am again, sitting alone in an empty bar where the beer it flows like a waterfall. Over my broken heart.